Hi, everybody. Yesterday, Saturday, I finished up the build on the Reobrix 499p. Um, Reobrix probably doesn't have the licensing to call this a Ferrari, but this is based off the 499p Ferrari Le Mans. In any event, um, I didn't do it live to finish it up because I was having a lot of trouble with this particular build. And I wanted to make the corrections, and after I made the corrections, it took me a long time. What was giving me a trouble with this particular build was this rear end portion. Okay, and it was all this stuff here was giving me a lot of trouble. Also, there were some other issues with the set, with the instructions. So I like the final outcome. Some issues with the set that I have are the wheels are touching the fenders. All right. Um, Although as you slide it here on the table, the it seems like the rear wheel is skipping. Okay. Another issue I had with it was this piece right here on both sides. This is delicate because the pieces are only held in by one stud, okay, and one stud. And same thing on this side, one stud. So that kept falling off as I was trying to fix it. This set comes with stickers, but these are not just these are like to apply, and then you peel off the top cellophane covering of the sticker. I really didn't mind the stickers. I tried to do the best I could with the stickers. I'm not a sticker person. I put all the stickers on the car except for I think maybe two, and that would be the one that goes on the eyebrow, the roof, not the roof, yeah, the roof covering right here. It says racing car, and then this sticker here is a little bit too low, and there was another one supposed to go underneath that. I didn't put it there, but you can see it here on the box. Okay, so I just put on the RC, but it's on the other side. And then it wasn't evenly applied in some areas. All right. Some other issues with the set. It had, in the instructions, for instance, when you're building the front fenders, this piece right here, it's asking for a 1x1 plate. With the 1x1 plate, the fender right here sits on the plate, and it's only attached by one stud in the front. That was giving me an issue. I just went ahead and replaced that inner piece with a 1x1 stud. Okay, so it gives it more rigidity and holds it in place a lot better. And I did that on both sides. Another issue with the set, as far as the instructions being, I believe, inaccurate, it was calling for, where did I just have it? Where did I just have it? It was calling for this 1x1 piece to be put in, and it didn't fit with that in. It wasn't sitting correctly. I took that piece off. It doesn't need that. I don't know if I did something wrong, but I think the rear wing, the rear spoiler, looks fine the way it is. Um, Getting this middle piece on was a bit of a hassle, but not as bad as other parts of the car. The real issue I had with this is the back. This rear underneath diffuser was a pain in the butt. I also had two pieces that broke on me, and they were both clip type pieces. One was a clip type piece for right here, and the other one was a clip type piece. You can't see it, but it's in the back here, and it's holding this this rear light on. All right. So two pieces broke on me. I had to go into my inventory and replace it. Other things were held on by maybe a stud or two studs, and it was very loose, and every time I had to turn the car upside down, the piece would fall off, because it would tell you to put the piece on, and then you'd have to turn the car over to work on something else. Another problem I had with this set, and give me 1 second. Building these sides out was fine. Working on that was no issue. This piece right here, I don't know why it's in there, because you can't see it. It's covered up. I don't know why they have this piping right here. No clue whatsoever why they have that. All right. But you can see you would build up the sides in stages like this, and there was no problem with building up the sides in these stages. That wasn't the issue. The issue came, one, when you had to attach the fender, the front fender, to the piece, and again, it wasn't being held on by a stud, okay? Because it would rest on the plate. And then they had you, let me see here, go here. You build up each side, all right, separately, and then they had you put them on, okay? So when it went on here, there was a lot of studs to attach, but it was so tight, I couldn't get them on. I had to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Other parts were falling off when I was squeezing. Sorry about that. All right. And here is, and this is what we were attaching to, these studs here. So when you built that side out, we were attaching to all these studs. You'd think it'd be easy to just pop in place and be held because of so many studs. No. It wouldn't go on cleanly. And again, here's that plate, and I switched that out to a 1x1 stud. All right. So there is a yellow version of this, and I thought about getting it, having both versions, and I had so much difficulty with this. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch it with a 100-foot pole. Okay. I also I don't like the wheels. I wish they could have done something different with the wheels. This set right now, I got this from Amazon.com. I think this set right now goes for around $53 or $54 on Amazon. The yellow version goes for $60, $58, something like that. So piece count, there's 1,370 pieces in the set, so it's a good value for piece count. All right, but it was just an annoyance. Okay, there were just certain parts of this set that were an absolute annoyance, and they come off. This front here is held on by a folding stud. Okay, two studs on either side. This keeps coming off. All right, I mean, fine, once it's on display, it's going to be okay, not an issue, but this was my experience building it. So this is the first Reobrix branded item I did. This is about a 1/12 scale car. So good size. All right. See, this here just came off again. All right. You know, in handling it. So good size. But I don't know. I hesitate to do another Reobrix car. Okay. They have other sizes that are Speed Champion scale, and I think they have one or two vehicles that are 1/8 scale. This is the back of the box. And you can see here that rear diffuser underneath, that was causing me fits. I mean, at one point I was literally banging on the table because it kept falling off on me. So a lot of these pieces back here are held on by one stud. Okay, and it doesn't get all connected into place until these pieces go on. Okay, and even right now, I'm afraid to touch this area, okay, because it's finally on. But when I finally built this piece here, this black side piece, and connected that, I didn't have any more trouble with it. It held everything in place. But in any event, not that I was crying or anything over this, but it was really an annoyance. Okay. And I think I started finishing this up and making the corrections. The last time I did the build, the back part came off, this diffuser. And I tried fixing it, and I got frustrated with it, and it was already long in the video, so I stopped the video. And that was last weekend. So yesterday, Saturday, I probably started on this, I don't know, maybe about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I finished up around 12:30 in the morning, because it took me 2 to 3 hours just to correct that rear diffuser underneath. Okay, and then other problems that would fall off. It took me an hour. I had to fuss with this piece here. All right, and I'm afraid to mess with this because there is some nice engine work underneath. Okay, so if you would pop these side panels off and lift this up, because this is hinged right here, it would really look kind of cool, especially with the exhaust. You might be able to see the lacquer color, I think is what it is, with the exhaust tips. Those are pretty cool. All right. So, but in any event, let me know what you think. Let me know if you've put this together. Did you have a similar problem as me? Maybe I was too hard. Maybe I wasn't hard enough. Maybe my experience in handling, this type of thing isn't to the point where, it won't bother me. I don't know. This part here, I just knocked off the this here. The windscreen, I would hesitate to take that off because it's going to knock off this part right here. Okay. There are leftover parts. And again, here's the two parts that broke on me. One part is like a wrench, and the other part is a one stud with a clip. All right. That's their parts. I replaced them with Lego parts. The other pieces that are left over that were not required for this set were these. They had me take this one knife off and use it like, I guess, for the antenna on the top. Okay, and I'm stuck with, these type of weapons here. So, kind of interesting. All right, that they attach to a tree like when you're getting a model kit, and they gave you, all these here. So, but in any case, again, I mean, I like the final look. Obviously, Reobrix doesn't have the license for the Ferrari, so they just call it the 499p. But in any event, 1,370 pieces. I paid, I don't know, around $53 or $54 for it. So the piece count price was pretty good. But for the amount of frustration I suffered from it, also there was this piece right here came off from inside someplace, and I don't remember where it went, but at some point, can't see it. So this was on the inside as some type of control or something, I think, in the cockpit, okay, in the driver's area. I don't know where it fell from, but the seat kept coming off the backrest of the seat when I was working on it. Then the seat cushion fell out. And again, I don't want to take this off. I just don't want to fuss with, showing the cabin. Okay? So, was it bad? It was just, overall, it was just frustrating the daylights out of me. Okay? It just really frustrated the daylights out of me. So the good thing about Reobrix is they come with this in the instruction book, and I'm going to give them my opinion and see if they'll replace the broken parts so I can add them back to my inventory. And, and I'll tell them about, where I had to remove something and where I had to take something off, where I had to add something because it required a plate instead of a stud. It was just, it was just annoying, okay? And total pages in here were, I don't think these, the pages are numbered, okay. 151 shows you the finished product, and then they go for the next 3 pages here. 2 pages are the pieces. And then, so page 150 is when you put the tires on, and getting the hubs inside the tire, that was also a pain. Okay, I had less trouble with, Lego wheels. It was just really, it was just annoying. Okay, so basically, I'm not going to sit here and trash Reobrix. This is just my experience. I've had experience where there were Lego Speed Champions that would frustrate me, especially the F1 cars, because certain things are held on by one stud, and then you would accidentally knock them off. However, they're smaller and there's less pieces. All right, when I did the Kata 110 scale Mazda 787B, things didn't get knocked off, they were held in. Okay, so any case, I'm going to go down and put this on my shelf, And there you can see I did not put that one sticker on because this one's kind of too low. But it is here on the other side. All right. Anyway, that's it for this. You let me know what you think. If you put this together, what's your experience with Reobrix, and anything else, questions, comments, let me know. And then I have enough backlog here to keep me busy. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, with um, 3 of those being speed champion size cars, and one of them being a 3-pack, and the other one being a 2-pack. So I won't need to buy anything for a while, but I'll continue to do more live builds. Hopefully, people will check in. Let me know what you guys think. Anything good, bad. Like I said, I'm not trying to trash this company. I'm just telling you what my experience was with this particular product. This was the one and only product I did buy there. So I hope everybody has or is having a good weekend, and we'll talk later. Have a good week.